So it's not just a decision for Jerry Jones anymore. It's a decision that fantasy owners have to come to terms with. The Dallas Cowboys running back situation may be in a state of transition. Ezekiel Elliott, who's still one of the highest paid running backs in the league, through 2 weeks has been outscored by his backup, Tony Pollard. And Tony Pollard, 15.8 fantasy points this past week versus Zeke's 4.9. He also had 4.9 in week 1. Through 2 weeks, it's not looking good for Zeke. Can you even look at a fantasy owner and tell him you can start Zeke this week?
I think Zeke's okay in the flex just simply because he's getting the volume. He's had 25 carries, 4 targets, 2 catches isn't great. But, I mean, he's a threat to get something any week. You know he's a guy he's talented. He's just not, I don't know what the issue with him is right now. Yeah, he was talented. Well, he was extremely talented. And, I mean, you still got to remember, he's still the guy who finished, I think he was number 7 last season. I mean, he's still a good running back. I don't know what it is.
Here's a big problem. We have seen his yards per game consistently go down every year of his NFL career. 2016, 108.7 yards per game. 2017, 98.3. 2018, 95.6. 2019, 84.8. 2020, 65.3. 2021, 58.9. And in 2022 to this point, he is averaging 52.5 yards per game. Meanwhile, Tony Pollard, on a yards per carry basis, 4.8. 2021, Tony Pollard averaged 5.5 yards per carry. I don't think it's a debate anymore who the most explosive running back is. And if you're the Dallas Cowboys, how many times can you just consistently shoot yourself in the foot with this? I think it's clear who the back is that deserves more touches, and that's Pollard. And if you're a fantasy owner, let's say you have the option. Let's say you have both these guys on the roster. You made it a point to handcuff yourself and pick up Pollard if you drafted Zeke early. Can you actually make the case now? I'm starting Pollard over Zeke.
I think that's the good case to make. I think Pollard has the better upside any given week. I think Zeke, you got a very low ceiling, but a little bit of a higher floor because Pollard may not get the touches each week. Obviously, week 1, he only got 2.2 fantasy points.
You are right, because Tony Pollard's floor is 2.2, but it seems like Zeke's floor is 4.9. Consistently 4.9. Yeah, my ceiling might be 4.9. Not exactly vaunted ceilings when it comes to Ezekiel Elliott and his upside. With Pollard, I just think that the big home run potential, when we're talking about what separates the two backs, is a more desirable asset right now than a low floor play. It's kind of like watching like Michael Turner in his last couple of years. That's kind of like what Ezekiel Elliott is starting to turn into.
Yeah, absolutely. Tony Pollard is definitely the sexier player right now. I mean, he's a lot more fun to watch than Ezekiel Elliott is. That's for sure. I don't know why the Cowboys are still sticking with Zeke as the main guy when Tony Pollard's the guy that would sell tickets and get everybody excited.
And does your evaluation of either of these two players change with Dak Prescott coming back?
The offense got better this week with Cooper Rush in there than it was with Zeke or with Dak. So I don't know.
In fairness, they played the Tampa Bay Bucks, who might have the best defense in the league.
That's fair. I kind of thought the Cincinnati Bengals had a decent defense as well, but they've let the Steelers and the Cowboys beat them.
Well, they managed to maintain on defense, given their quarterback turned over the ball 5 times in week 1. So I think the Cincinnati defense has had to do a little bit of overtime. Right now, I think it's really just going to be up to McCarthy to make the right move. And banking on McCarthy to do the right thing isn't something that I would typically bet on. However, if you're just a football evaluator, if you're Jerry, if you're Stephen Jones, you have to recognize what it is. Start trying to shop Zeke now, because I think that the optimism behind Dak Prescott coming back healthy, I just don't see it. I think this is a lost season for the Cowboys. So I think that they should start talking exit plans on Zeke and start just giving more run to Pollard, because this might be your running back of the future right here. Anyway, guys, if you are making that decision between Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, let us know in the comments section. Let us know how you're feeling. If you have some start-sit decisions between the both of them, leave a like on the video, drop below in the comments, subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media, Ju-Ju and Drew here. Stay safe, happy, and healthy, and we'll see you on the next one.